We often use or hear people use the phrase, listen to your intuition. But what does this really mean? Well, what is intuition and how can we strengthen our ability to hear what it has to say, that quiet little voice? And how can we differentiate intuition from wishful or fearful thinking? So let's take a closer look at what this sought after way of knowing is all about. Hello, I'm Jason and welcome to the Awakened Mind channel, and today I'd like to delve into intuition. What is it really and how we can strengthen it for ourselves? Well, first we can consider intuition as the ability to know something or to sense something without conscious or rational reasoning. Intuition is not always something we can easily understand or conceptualize because it's formed through a variety of inputs, including all of our various senses, as well as our ability to perceive subtle forms of energy. Some people refer to intuition as a gut knowing or a sixth sense, but either way, it's about a deeper, more subconscious way of understanding something as compared to what the mind might rationalize or decide about a situation. Now, intuition can come through a simple sense of deep knowing as visual imagery or as sensory experience. And sometimes we might misperceive wishful thinking or even worried or fearful thinking to be our intuition. For example, if we really long for something, right, we might unconsciously select certain data to confirm what we long for, labeling it as intuition. Or if we carry a certain fear with us, we might avoid certain circumstances as a way to try and stay safe, declaring those avoidance behaviors to be actually the voice of our intuition. Now, these mix-ups highlight practices to harness intuition are so important. The more we practice listening to our intuition, the better we'll get at discerning and differentiating the various voices inside of us. So, how do we actually go about listening to our intuition? How can we get to know what it really has to say? Well, first of all, mindfulness practice is incredibly important for setting the stage for our intuitive knowing. Mindfulness helps us to recognize the voice of our inner critic, the voice of our desires, and any other voices that are present within us. We have many, right? Knowing that we have these different voices can help us sift through the noise and to get closer to our intuitive truths. Now, once we have a base practice of mindfulness, we can begin harnessing our intuition by paying attention to our sensory, our bodily, and our energetic experiences. For example, if we notice our chest contracting every time we are around a particular person, we should get curious about this. What's happening here? Is our body trying to tell us something? Is there something we need to know about this reoccurrence? There may be an intuitive message here, or there might be something else for us to look at, such as personal fears or judgments. So this is why it's important not to jump to conclusions when trying to hear our intuition speak. Quick conclusions making is typically due to conditioned thinking, which is not always in alignment with our intuition, right? So with that said, intuitive knowing can sometimes arise quickly and spontaneously, but when it does, there is no inner argument about this knowing and no fear. So it's important to, again, bring mindfulness to all of our experiences and to our reactions to discover what might be truest. And lastly, to harness your intuition, it's crucial to create enough quiet time in your day. Now, this might be silent meditation, it could be quiet walks out in nature. Either way, we need to take some time and space away from this, the constant chatter of life, and to really tune into the intuitive voice inside of us. And quiet time can be made a ritual with the intention of getting to know our intuition just a bit better. So I hope these tips are helpful for you as you learn to strengthen your intuition. But I also know it's not an exhaustive list. There's many different ways. So I'd love to hear from you and ask you, what practices do you use to cultivate intuition? Or what does even intuition mean to you? So share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. I always like to read them. And please remember, this information is for enjoyment purposes only, not for professional medical advice. So thank you very much for tuning in today, and I really look forward to connecting with you again very, very soon. Much love. Bye-bye for now.